Dear friends, this is Paul again, and I just wanted to make a small addition to the video that I just made for you, and there are basically um, three examples that I wanted to share with you. So the first example is from after I had gone through the financial system and analyzed everything and spent a long time on figuring out whether or not the claims or the new information that I had taken part of was true or not. I had a colleague that I said, you need to check out these videos, because back then in the late summer, early fall of 2011, there was a miniature financial crisis where the stock market dropped severely. I think it was around 25% in a matter of 1 month or so. That was very unusual. Wow. And so I sent him that video by Mike Maloney, and he watched it. The same evening I sent him, so he's very interested. And then the day after, I asked him about it. So, what do you think then? And he answered, "Well, I don't believe in it." Okay, so what is it that you don't believe? I just don't think that it's true. Well, okay, have you checked out all the statements that he made? Have you checked the web pages, the references, the links and everything? Have you done that? No. I just don't believe it. So, so that's a typical case of denial. Even though he was presented with things that are deeply disturbing, he was not willing to check out whether or not they were true. So I mean, how do you react to something like that when you try to inform someone with clear evidence and they don't even want to check it? So I mean, it's yeah. I'm no psychologist or anything, but I think it has to do with some kind of ego attack. People don't like being messed with their ego. They don't want to have their illusions destroyed. And yeah, if that's the case, then I don't know what to say. And then the second example was I have a family member. It was the same thing. She handed in her car to get it for maintenance, and she paid and everything. And then 2 weeks later, she came by and asked me to check something in the car. And okay, I opened the hood and I checked the oil. And then I told her, yeah, well, when did you hand this car in for maintenance last time? Yeah, it was recently. It was only 2 weeks ago. And I thought, well, that can't be, because I just checked your oil and it's charcoal black. The engine oil doesn't turn charcoal black after 2 weeks, and it just doesn't happen. So you have been fooled. You should go back and complain. No, and then the answer was, no, it's okay. I'm sure it was just a mistake. Maybe I didn't do that, and I'm sure everything is okay. Yeah, but how much did you pay for the maintenance then? It was quite a lot. It was 500 euros or whatever it was. Yeah, but okay, you should have gotten new oil for that. Did you get a stamp in the book? Yeah, everything was. I told him to do everything according to the book. Yeah, well, you have been tricked then. It's as simple as that. Um, you can't deny it. Yeah, but and then there was some kind of excuse as to why she didn't want to do that. So I mean, it was the same thing there. She had been fooled. She didn't want to admit it. And how do you handle that? I don't know. It's all I'm saying is that there's a very large resistance for a person to actually realize and accept that they have been fooled. They were not smart enough, or they were not paying attention, or they were maybe they don't think that people can do bad things to them just because they wouldn't do it. That's not the case. There are bad people and bad actions out there. Um, and the last example is my own personal example. I was in China for the second time. It was 11 years ago. I visited the Gate of Heavenly Peace in Beijing, and there are a lot of salespeople there. They young girls, guys, old men wanting to sell you everything from candy to different types of tourist things. And so I was there for the first time, and I thought to myself, oh yeah, of course I need to go to the Gate of Heavenly Peace. And there were two young girls there, and they basically said, yeah, well, we can guide you around so that you can get a good, proper Beijing experience. Oh, okay. So, and then they asked me, do you like tea? And I answered, yes, I like tea. It's very good. I enjoy tea a lot. And then they, after some discussions back and forth, they took me to a tea shop where we were going to try some different teas. And I saw the price list, and yeah, and it was quite expensive. And of course, it ended up that we drank maybe 10 different types of tea, and total bill landed at around I don't know, $120, and I ended up paying roughly whatever it was, $100 or something like that. And of course, I never suspected that these two young girls, which were of the age maybe, what do I know, 20, 18, 19, 20 something, that they were in cahoots with this tea shop to trick tourists into this tea shop. So, but anyway, I got the email of this one girl there, and we had some contact back and forth, and I asked her, well, where's a good restaurant in this neighborhood and everything. Yeah, she replied and everything, and then I think after 3 or 4 weeks, she sent an email saying that I have been dishonest to you. And then I asked, well, what do you mean? Well, we were actually employed by the tea shop and everything. So I was fooled there, and I suspected it, but I didn't really accept it for myself until she admitted it. So I mean, that's one thing also. I mean, people really dislike to accept the fact that they have been tricked, to accept that they have been fooled. Yeah, so that's something that everyone should think about. All right, that was this little edition. Thanks for listening.